Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm hopping into the last review, at least on a Friday for April 2023. I'm going to be looking at Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. I feel this was an enjoyable album, mimicking styles of the 70s and 80s. It is unfortunate that this was their last album before splitting up in 2021. This is their fourth and final studio album that was released on May 17th, 2013. It will be celebrating its 10th anniversary within the next few weeks. I feel the duo went in a decent direction on this album. They use more live instrumentation as opposed to electronics, in which they only use drum machines, a modular synthesizer, and vocoders. I do remember when this album was released, but at that time, I was in my early teens and wasn't really big into, music then as I am now and have been over the past, couple of years. I did listen to a couple tracks when it was first released, but, finally got around to listening to this album for the first time within the past couple of years, which is exciting. And I felt it was a decent album back then when I first listened to it, and I still feel it's a decent album here again in 2023. And there's a ton more albums where I'm like that, where I remember it being released and whatnot, but at that point I really wasn't big into music like I really am now, and trying to go back and listen to all of these different albums and artists from that time of the 2000s and early 2010s. Anyways, aside from that, this album has a runtime of about 1 hour and 15 minutes. It also includes 5 singles, being Get Lucky, featuring Pharrell Williams and Nile Rodgers, Lose Yourself to Dance, featuring Pharrell Williams, Doing It Right, featuring Panda Bear, Instant Crush, featuring Julian Casablancas. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And last one is Give Life Back to Music. Credited features on the album include Julian Casablancas, Pharrell Williams, who appears twice as a credited feature, Paul Williams, Todd Edwards, and Panda Bear. The duo avoided using samples on the album, with the only exception being on Contact. And lastly, before I hop into any of the tracks, I'd like to mention this. The 10th anniversary edition has been announced that it will be released on May 12th, which is just a couple of weeks away. It will include 35 minutes of extra content, being the first international version of Horizon, unreleased demos and outtakes, and the version of Touch used in their disbanding video that was released in 2021. Now, let's go ahead and hop into some of the tracks. We start the album off with Give Life Back to Music. I feel it is a decent track. I love how it feels like an older track at the same time. Giorgio by Mortar is an interesting track. The track contains a monologue from Giorgio Moroder, who speaks about his early life and musical career. It was interesting to hear some of that. Instrumental wise, I felt it was enjoyable with all its parts. Within is a sadder track. I feel it is a decent piano-led track as well. Lyrically, I feel it's about trying to find yourself as you're not sure who you are and what direction you want to be going in for your life. I personally wasn't a big fan of Pharrell's falsetto vocals and Lose Yourself to Dance. However, I did enjoy the grooviness to the track with its more funk vibe. I feel, in a way, it's more aimed towards the 80s. On the flip side, I thought Pharrell was fine on Get Lucky, which also features Nile Rodgers on guitar. I feel both guest artists were great for their parts. Lyrically, it's about testing your luck on trying to connect with someone. I'm going to finish us off with Contact. It is an interesting track. It contains a sample from We Ride Tonight by the Sherbs and an excerpt from the Apollo 17 mission. It was an interesting track by how they practically formed it around these two samples. My favorite tracks are Within, Get Lucky featuring Pharrell Williams and Nile Rodgers, and Doing It Right featuring Panda Bear. Nearly 10 years after this album's release, I feel it's a pretty good and pretty enjoyable album with some areas that I don't necessarily care for, but say I'll be giving this album a 4.5 out of 5. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. As usual, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Tomorrow, I'll be looking at Where's the Drop by Deadmau5. Next Friday, I'll be looking at Kissland by The Weeknd. And next Saturday, I'll be looking at Nothing Was the Same by Drake. So these are going to be the first two album reviews I'll be doing for May 2023. Yes, May starts this upcoming Monday, so I hope y'all have a great and enjoyable last weekend of April while it is here.